Hi Feedfeed, Lois from Yummy Medley here. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a delicious West African dish called puff puff. It's a drop donut and I'm going to be adding a seasonal twist to it, pumpkins. Okay, before I share the recipe with you guys, I want to say a big thank you to the Feedfeed for allowing me to take over their Instagram today. Yay! Cheers! Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about puff puff, right? It's made with simple ingredients: flour, sugar, yeast, a pinch of salt, some water, deep fried. Today I'm going to be adding a delicious twist to it. I'm going to be adding pumpkins and some spices. To make my pumpkin puff puff, the dry ingredients I'm going to need are 3 cups of all-purpose flour, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, about a 1/2 teaspoon of freshly grated nutmeg, a 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and a cup of sugar. As you can see, my yeast is very active. I have a cup of water and some yeast and a teaspoon of sugar and a 1/2 cup of pumpkin puree, and that's going to be the wet ingredients for this recipe. Simple. So I've mixed my wet and my dry ingredients and the batter is formed. It's kind of like a thick cake batter. One tip when you're mixing your puff puff, feel free to add more water than what was used to activate your dry yeast. In my case, I had to add an extra 3/4 cup of water to this to get this consistency. It depends on how much protein is or gluten is in your flour. You may need less or more water. The next step is to have your puff puff mix sitting in a warm place covered to rise for about an hour. In my case, I have it sitting in the oven with the oven light on but the oven off. So it's going to sit in here for an hour, then it's ready to fry. So it's been about an hour. My puff puff has risen significantly. I'm going to knock it down a little bit and start deep frying. Do you see the spices speckled in it, guys? It's going to be so yummy. So I have my oil here hot and ready for frying. I have my puff puff batter and I have a cookie scoop sitting in warm water. I'm going to show 2 methods of frying, one with the cookie scoop and one which is more traditional using your hands. With the cookie scoop, I'm going to take a scoop of the puff puff and dunk it in the hot oil. Next method is to use your hands. Now, if you've never deep fried anything before, I would not suggest doing this, but you scoop it like this and drop it in the oil. So once the puff puffs have fried and are golden brown on both sides, you take them out of the oil and drain them, and please let it cool for at least 5 minutes before you eat. It's very hot. So my puff puff is hot and ready to eat. You can eat it just as it is, or if you want to kick up the fall flavors, I have some icing sugar and pumpkin pie spice that I'm gonna dust over it. So everybody in my house seems to want to come and steal some of this puff puff, but nobody wants to taste it on camera, so I'll taste it. So good. Alright guys, that's it. Pumpkin puff puff is that simple to make with the pumpkin pie spice and the pumpkin and the nutmeg and the cayenne. Don't forget the cayenne. It's very, very yummy and seasonally appropriate, so try it out. For full recipe details and for extra tips on how to make puff puff the correct way, please visit yummymedley.com. Follow us on Instagram at yummymedley for extra food stories and enjoy.